Everything is struggling to meet its source. Water source is ocean and it keeps flowing till it meets the ocean. This lower self compels us to think about our safety whenever risk is involved. It always talks about experiences. It always talks about shame. Survival is the basic need of this physical body.
Hello guys, welcome to the self journey.
In this video, I'm gonna explain the basics of spiritual journey. I'm using some diagrams to make you understand this knowledge in a better way. We all know that we have a physical body and there is a soul inside it. So here I'm going to draw two boxes, one representing our soul and the other one showing our physical body. Perfect. Now we know that our physical body is controlled by our brain. Our physical body has needs and necessities like sleep, hunger, thirst, ease, etc. Similarly, our soul has some needs, and if it are filled properly, we can live a happy life. Now, the point is how to know the needs and necessities of the soul. When our physical body needs food or rest, we instantly know. But what are the parameters to identify the necessities of soul? Like the physical body, our soul also has a representative. This is the doorway. The message of the soul is expressed through it. Do you know what is it? This is the heart. The brain has control over the whole body and it tells us that something is going wrong around our physical body. Like when we are in hot or cold environment or something touches our body. Similarly, our soul expresses its emotion through the heart. The heart is the portal for the soul. Soul is actually a begotten part of God and loves God, as God says about it in the Holy Quran. And we breathed our soul into it. If you have watched my previous videos, you know how it was created and what it needs. The soul loves God and wants to be one with God. Everything is struggling to meet its source. You see the water flowing, lakes, ponds, canals, and all flowing water. Because water source is ocean and it keeps flowing till it meets the ocean. Every part wants to meet its source. Have you ever seen those people who love someone? They sacrifice their lives. Who wants to die in this physical world? Nobody wants. Survival is the basic need of this physical body. Every living body is struggling for food because it is a basic need for the survival of this physical body. Then what makes a true lover mad and crazy and to do the opposite of what the physical body wants and what the brain says? This is a clear example of soul power. Love is the basic need of every soul, and when a soul experiences love, it can't stay without it. This physical body has ultimately to lose the battle one day, but the soul will never die. The heart is the place where the soul has its footprints, no matter if someone knows science or not. But whenever a human experiences separation from a beloved one, he will say, I am feeling pain in my heart. No one says, I am feeling pain in my brain. In such a situation, irrespective of this research, that brain controls this physical body because love is a matter of soul, not the body. Every human life is separated into two parts, the higher self and the lower self. The lower self that always makes you think about situations. This lower self compels us to think about our safety whenever risk is involved. It always talks about previous experiences. It always talks about shame. It suggests we think about this worldly life mostly. Only a few of us identify the true emotions of the soul, and they always take decision from the heart, not the mind. There is always a war in between our lower self and the higher self. The brain thinks about betterment, it knows the body, so it can only think about the physical body, while the higher self, the emotion from the heart, always asking us to do something for the soul, not for this physical body and this materialistic world. Our brain, or lower self, has plans and data and statistics, calculations and logics, but our soul have only intuition, gut feeling, or knowing. Have you ever experienced that sometimes our intentions work properly? They are 100% accurate and perfect, but sometimes they distract us. They are wrong. What's the reason behind this contrast? Have you ever thought that? Our lower self or brain also has a backup. There is an energy that suggests negativity and always compels to think about materialistic things. I'll explain it further and I'll tell its name. First, I want to explain the two opponents. Our whole life is surrounded by two opponents. On the one side, our soul functioning through our heart, and on the other hand, physical body and brain and thought process. There is always a situation of the tug of war. Now you can better understand. In the tug of war, two parties are always in the struggle to pull the rope to them. Even a little act of carelessness of one team can make them lose the game. Similarly, when we live in an environment that is supportive for the lower self, we would likely be on the lower side and intuition power would be minimal. We usually remain in the situation of negotiations between our heart and the brain. Sometimes our heart wins and sometimes we become spiritual and sometimes our brain wins and we become logical and rational. What if we want to drive the car sitting in the seat that is not driving seat? There would be more chances of the accident. Our heart is the driving seat for our spiritual journey, but we try to operate it from our mind. Another factor that makes us overthinking is the presence of a third party, an energy that is the enemy of the soul. It puts negative thoughts in our mind and inspires us to enjoy and waste our life. So you know what it is? It is Saturn, or some people know him as devil. Now there's a conflict because it's a controversial concept. A few people believe in, some people don't believe in it. I'm not telling you stories, there are evidences. Many of our spiritual masters have seen him and warned him not to disturb them and their disciples. Now here's the problem. We have physical body for this world. On the other hand, we have soul. We have a brain to control body and on the contrary, heart is present to communicate with mind, to connect with it and to balance the life of a human. But there is nothing in our body that could stop devil or could be the alternative to move forward smoothly on the path of spiritual journey. We need a master who can feed our soul and can undo the actions of devil and to calm the mind by giving power to the heart. There are a lot of things that should be kept in mind before selecting a master. This is very hard to explain all that in a single video, so I'll make a separate video on that. If you have learned something new and want others to know about it, do share with others. Even if you want to be a spiritual person, then sharing this knowledge will also help you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. May you get success on the path of spiritual journey. Have a great day. Bye bye.